ill, she inspired others to come and help her. When she did finally pass, they went and sought Peter. So her doing good for others and making clothes inspired others to do good. And Campbell's mom starting this Facebook page inspired others to do good. When they saw what this little 9-year-old boy was doing, they wanted to support him. On his website and on the Facebook page, it says, "Changing the world one bear at a time." So there was a woman who was on the Facebook page, and she contacted Sonia, Campbell's mom, and said, "Can I send you some material?" And Sonia said, "No, we've got plenty of material. Lots of people have donated material. But what Campbell really needs is some storage space." So Kat decided that she would do a GoFundMe page, and her aim was to raise $1,000 over a couple of weeks. I think she expected it to take 2 weeks. It took 36 hours, and they had reached their target of $1,000. They got a little bit extra. So what they did, together with Kat and a bunch of other volunteers, they totally transformed Campbell's room. And I think I have a picture of him coming home from school and seeing his room for the first time, with all the storage space and all changed completely. So he was absolutely delighted. And of course, he's taken over his mother's sewing machine, and he's been doing that every day until he moved, obviously, and grew up and finished school. But even better than that, in the next picture, you will see Campbell at the age of, I think he was 16 or 17 in this picture. He went to jail, not because he did anything bad, but because he met with the director of prisons in Tasmania, and the director of prisons' name is Ian, and they cooked up this scheme, this idea that they would teach the inmates of the prisons how to make the bears. Because not only would it bring joy to those who were incarcerated, but those bears then would also go out into the world and bring more joy to other people. So again, he didn't just keep it for himself and the glory of, "I'm doing this." He actually went and taught others how to do it too, so they can also get a sense of worth, get a sense of purpose, and spread the love. I think there's another Bible verse next. Am I right? Yep. So, adventures. Before I read the Bible verse, can you remember, I think there's 4 of your laws that talks about doing things like good works. Can you remember what they were? Be? Anyone? Be kind. Yep. That wouldn't really help other people. Be helpful, yeah. So be kind, be helpful. No, keep going. No. But you're getting them, which is good. Helpful, yes. Thoughtful, yes. Because if we're kind, so in Ruth 1:16, Ruth was kind. Does anybody know the story? So in the Bible it says, "But Ruth said, 'Don't ask me to leave you. Don't beg me not to follow you. Every place you go, I will go. Every place you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God.'" And she said this to her mother-in-law, Naomi, who she didn't have to stay with. Her husband had passed away. She could have stayed at home. Naomi was going back to her country. But she decided to be kind. She practiced kindness and stayed with Naomi and carried on supporting her. So God, way before we even had adventures, had already started teaching us the adventure law. And there's so many examples in the Bible. That's just one of them for be kind. Then we have the other one, which is be attentive. And we have the Bible verse, Luke 10:33-34, which should be the next screen. Thank you. Then a Samaritan traveling down the road came to where the hurt man was lying. He saw the man and felt very sorry for him. The Samaritan went to him, cleaned and bandaged his wounds. He put the man on his own donkey and took him to an inn. By paying attention and seeing the man on the side of the road, he paid attention, he was attentive, and he was able to help someone. And that brings us to our next law, be helpful. And for that we have John 13:14-15, where Jesus teaches us about the act of being a servant. It says, "I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, so you also wash each other's feet. I did this as an example for you, so you should do as I have done. That's one of our biggest teachings from the Bible, isn't it? To always follow Jesus, follow everything that he has done and live our lives as best as we can the way he lived his. Yes, we're not going to be totally sinless and blameless. That would make us perfect, and then why would we need God? But we learn from the Bible, we learn the examples that they have put in the Bible for us. And the other one that the kids mentioned was be thoughtful. And for be thoughtful, we have Matthew 14:15-16. And if you remember this, there was a big crowd gathered, and it was getting late, 5,000 people. Can you guys guess which story I'm talking about? It says, late that afternoon, his followers came to Jesus and said, "No one lives in this place, and it is already late. Send the people away so they can go to the towns and buy food for themselves." And Jesus answered, "They don't need to go away. You can give them some food to eat." And in this case, by being thoughtful, by the disciples thinking about these people who are going to be hungry, they actually presented an opportunity for a young boy to share his food, which meant that not only were they thoughtful, but a young boy got to feel special and important and a little bit of a warm, fuzzy feeling because he was able to feed 5,000 people, thanks to Jesus. So I just want to finish up with a few more things. In 2017, Campbell was 12 years old, and one of the senators in Tasmania, his name was Jonathan Duniam, wrote this about him. "In a world where there's more take than give, where greed becomes stronger than generosity, you are the exception, and I hope everyone can take a piece of your message and pay it forward." So I have a little challenge for you guys, and that's the next Bible verse, Matthew 5:16. "In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So I challenge you to think of something that you can do. Maybe you can go and do something nice for your brother, or maybe your brother can do something nice for you, or the two sisters can clean each other's rooms, or maybe you can make a nice cold drink for your mom or your dad because it's a really hot day. Or you can clean the church again. I'm sure the church members will appreciate that one. Or at least the pastor will. I know Pastor Daniel will. And I know that Pastor Daniel has been a little bit unwell, so maybe you guys could make him a little card and cheer him up. So I just want to leave you with this one last thing as I'm asking you to go and shine your light for Jesus. Campbell said, it's not that I'm different. It's that I'm like every single one of you. I'm an ordinary kid, just doing what I love. He really enjoyed sewing. That was my little bit to help, but you guys can do absolutely anything. If you don't mind just bowing your heads in prayer. Dear Lord, I just want to thank you for these awesome kids, that they're coming to adventures, they're getting to learn about you, they're getting to learn just how much you love them, Lord. And I hope that every single person that's here today in this church and their extended families know just how much they are loved by you. That no matter what we have done, no matter what we do in the future, there is absolutely no way that we can separate ourselves from you. You will always look for us, you will always find us, and you will always love us. We ask you, Lord, to just protect everyone that's here, protect our families, and give us a good week next week. And Lord, come again soon. We can't wait to meet you. And everyone said, Amen. There you go.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Well done. Adventures. Okay, I invite the congregation to stand as we sing our final hymn and the praise and worship team to join me. Precious problem. We'll just, no problem. We'll just have a quick grace for the meal downstairs. Dear Father in heaven, for what we're about to receive, we are truly grateful. Amen.